Hello everybody and welcome to Life at Home with Genesis Land. My name is Rachel Hall and I am a local certified personal trainer here to take you through a full body circuit workout. I feel so lucky to be right here in the community of Bayview because not only do they have this amazing park with all your outdoor equipment, they've also got 100 kilometers worth of pathways, interconnecting canals, basketball courts, tennis courts, truly a little something for everyone. No matter your interests or the seasons, you can always stay active. Before we jump in, I just want to make sure that you're ready to go, especially if you're working out in the winter. So I'm just going to go through a little bit about what I'm wearing before we get into it. So obviously you want to wear your running shoes, something that's going to be comfortable. Pants, same thing, something that you can move in. I'm also wearing a couple different layers here. So I've got a long sleeve shirt, a long sleeve jacket, as well as a vest. So once you get moving and start to get sweating, you can always take off layers, but that's like the most important part, is to ensure that you've got a few to work with. I've definitely got my gloves on. These ones have also got little pads on the palms so that when I'm holding onto the equipment, they're a little bit sticky so that I won't slip off. And then of course, I've got my Genesis hat to keep me warm as well. All right, let's go ahead and jump in. Where we're gonna start is with a little bit of mobility, and all that's gonna do is just help us work in towards those joints a little bit, especially if you've been working at your computer all day, just something to help open up before we really get moving. So first one that we're gonna do is called a lat pull down. So just taking a nice big inhale in, reaching those arms all the way up overhead, bending at your elbows, we're gonna pull all the way down. It's just gonna help to open up, like I said, through the chest, as well as wake up through the muscles through the back. So we're gonna go for 5 of those. So all the way up, and then that nice big strong pull down. Once we're done those, we're then coming in towards our lunge. So with 1 foot forward, we'll step back in towards that lunge and then take a nice twist over towards that top leg, press back up, and then just switch sides. So this one, you should start to feel in towards those hips as well. We're getting in towards the glutes and waking up through the quads. You're gonna come into 5 on each side of those. Perfect. And then last but not least, we'll take a squat position. So just get those feet a little wider than hip width apart, coming down in towards a nice low squat. You can grab on either towards the feet or the shins, driving those hips up, stretch out through those hamstrings, and then just pull back down in towards that squat. So take your time here, feel that stretch, like I said, in towards the hamstrings, as well as in towards those hips and those ankles. And same thing, we're just gonna go for 5 of each. All right, so we'll hop on the elliptical to make sure that we get nice and warm. So we're gonna be on here just enough to get sweating before we hop into our very first station. So first station we've got is a high row. So you wanna first think about your hand placement. So making sure that your fingers face outwards, we're gonna be right on top. Then we're gonna think about our angle. So you wanna be at about a 45-degree angle. And then with your elbows wide, think about squeezing your shoulder blades together as you drive your chest up towards the bar. You can always make this one a little bit harder by walking those feet down, changing your angle, getting yourself a little bit more horizontal. Or you can make this one slightly easier by coming upright and being more vertical as you come through for that row. So once you're hanging on to the bars, just making sure that your shoulders roll down and back. You're in a nice strong plank position. So really think about using your whole body here. Think knees drive up, glutes squeeze, core nice and strong. And then as you lower yourself down to the bar, make sure those elbows come out at about a 45-degree angle, and then that big strong press back through. Now, if you need a different variation, what you can always do is just using that sweat towel for a nice spot for your knees. You can always come at this one from the knees here. Same idea, think shoulders back, glutes engaged, core engaged, chest down to the bar, and then that big strong press through. So whichever variation you choose, you're working in through that chest. station number 3 here, we're gonna get into our core. So for this one, you can lie right back on the platform here. Once you're in position, you wanna think about shoulder blades up, and then you can have your hands just behind your head to support your neck. Make sure that you're not pulling your head up, but fingers just underneath the head. And then with those legs nice and straight, you're gonna lower both down at once, really thinking about keeping your rib cage tucked, that core nice and strong. And then variations here, probably my favorite is to come in one leg at a time, just alternating through. Or if you need to, bend at the knees and then same thing, just alternate through those legs. So especially if you start to feel any type of pull through that low back or an arching, making sure that you go one at a time or bend through those knees. So station number 4, don't worry, we're already over halfway through. We're gonna be coming in towards a step up. So first thing that you wanna think about is the leg that is on your bench is the one that you wanna be focusing on for your actual step up. So what you wanna do is you wanna think about your knee over towards that pinky toe, glute squeeze nice and strong, and then that big strong press up before you step the other leg through. And then as you come back down, making sure that gravity isn't just pulling you down. You wanna think about that control as you come through, so all the way down, and then that press all the way back up again. Now, a different variation of this one of my favorites, is to come in towards what's called a lateral step up. So all we're doing is just changing our positioning a little bit here. So that lateral step up, same idea, really think working towards that glute, pressing towards that foot, step all the way up, and then once again, controlling straight back down. Now, if that step is a little bit too high, you can always take it down to the lower one, and same kind of idea. Think about controlling all the way up and then back down. You can do both variations for that one, both your front step up and that lateral. Or if you really want to take it up a notch, or if it's a little bit windy outside, you're getting chilly, you can always take it in towards your box jump. So full jump up, stand up tall at the top, and then step back down. Station number 5, we're gonna get into our chest press here. But first things first, what you can do is actually change up the resistance. So just down below, there's a knob. If you go towards the right, it's gonna make it a little bit harder, higher resistance, or to the left, a little bit lighter resistance. So you choose what's gonna be best for you. Feel free to play around with a little bit just to find what's gonna feel best. Okay, so once you take a seat, you can have your hands either on the top handles here or to the bottom, whatever feels more comfortable. Main thing that you wanna think about is nice and tall position, press through the heels of your hands, big strong press out, and then the best part is you still get that pull. So think about squeezing those shoulder blades back, drive the elbows back, pull back, and then press through. So once again, we get that pull and that push all in one machine, keeping it at that nice, consistent pace. All right, station number 6 here. This one is for the adventurous. We're gonna be doing chin-ups. Chin-ups can definitely be a very challenging movement, but I'm gonna show you a couple different variations so you can pick the one that will be best for you. So first things first, you can use a little bar at the bottom here to get yourself upright. And then just making sure that you hang onto the bar, fingers facing out. One of the biggest misconceptions about the chin-up is that you're gonna be using mostly your biceps or your arms to pull you up. But what I want you to be thinking about is using your upper back. So really think about pulling your shoulder blades down and then pulling up through those arms. So some different variations that you can use here. Using the bar, you can always jump yourself up to the top and then control yourself down again. So using that bar to actually push yourself to the top, and then once again, that control down. Another option is to push yourself up and then just hold on for as long as you can before letting yourself come down. Each time might be a little bit different in how long you can hang on for. Once you're ready, however, to do the full chin up, just make sure, like I said, you've got that pull down, shoulder blade squeeze, and then you come into that full rise up. last station here is going to be our squat. So this one, super simple to use. Similarly to the chest press, you can actually change the resistance with the knob down here. Remember, to the right is going to make it harder resistance, so heavier. To the left is going to make it a little bit lighter. So pick the one that's going to be best for you. All you got to do is bring the equipment up to your shoulders, hanging onto the handles at the front. Get your feet just a little bit wider than hip width apart, toes slightly out. Sitting down into that squat, knees out, and then push power up, stand up tall at the top. So when you're coming into that squat, really think about planting through the feet, pulling yourself down, and then pushing, driving through. Cheers. Thank you so much for joining me here at Bayview Park. Make sure that you find us on social once you get out to do your own workout, as well as look us up at genesisland.com. We've got a great fitness giveaway with a couple of my favorite winter workout staples. Now, however, it's just time to enjoy the view here at Bayview Park, and I look forward to seeing you next time.